Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Tre Mann video. Now, before I get into this Houston Rockets one, if you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Any like, any comment, any new subscription, it really just kind of tells the YouTube algorithm, like, hey, please share this video, and that's exactly what you guys have been doing. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to say something crazy here. I'm going to aim for 100 likes, man. So if we can hit 100 likes on this video, that would just be absolutely crazy. Young with the 23rd pick. I don't think he will fall that low. That is my one concern, is this guy is a hooper. I got some highlights playing for you. This guy is a hooper, and I don't think... Right now, his current projection is mid to late first round. I could definitely see a lottery team taking a risk on him. I could definitely see a mid draft pick. So recently, Tre Mann worked out with the Houston Rockets. It was the first team he worked out with. Now, this is a 6'4" guard. He said he played well in the 3-on-3 and the 1-on-1 drills. And he said that he think he would fit well on Houston's roster. So during his sophomore season this last year, Tre Mann averaged 16 points per game on 45.9% shooting from the field, and then an incredible 40.2% from deep. He also threw in 5.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and this is all in 32 minutes per game. So Tre Mann is simply just a great shot creator, and that is one of the reasons that I want him on this team. We need guys who can help get their own shot when you need it the most. We also need guys who can help distribute, get players involved. That's kind of what Kevin Porter Jr. is there for, John Wall is there for, Eric Gordon. But Trae Young is considered an elite shot creator. He had insane year-to-year improvements as a shooter, as a playmaker. He's got all the dribbling. He's got a great pull-up jumper, incredible shooting off the dribble. So let's talk about how you would fit on this team, because the projections right now are about like 20th overall. And the Houston Rockets, they've got 2 late first-round picks, man. So they've got a 23rd from Portland, a 24th from Milwaukee. But since that they own multiple picks, they could also package them and move up in the draft. We also have a couple of players who I am trying to unload, guys like Eric Gordon, guys like John Wall, obviously John Wall. But in this situation, maybe like a Daniel House and a Eric Gordon, try and move up with a first-round pick for some team that wants one of those 2 players or both of those 2 players. So 20 years old, he played 2 seasons at Florida. Now let's just kind of talk about him. Let's analyze him. So here are some of the things I noticed right away after just watching his film. He's got a great floater. He is very, very, very shifty. Like, he is very shifty, guys. And he's great in the pick and roll. So this is perfect. He also gets listed sometimes at 6'5" with a 6'5" wingspan. Now, I would say his biggest weakness in his game is the turnovers. He averaged 2.8 turnovers per game. Now, that's just kind of something you got to say about a lot of these college kids, is just consistency and taking care of the basketball. But I would say that's something I notice as well, like just, turns the ball over a little sloppy. But he also averaged 3.5 assists per game, and I really like that because of his playmaking potential. That is something the Houston Rockets just desperately could use. I mean, every team, for the most part, could desperately use a playmaker who can shoot the ball with insane athleticism. It sounds too good to be true. So I actually do want to just kind of dial into some weaknesses here real quick. I mean, he isn't the longest guy. He isn't the most explosive guy, and he's not the most strongest guy. So all of those combined leave you kind of not a great defensive player. So that's something he's going to have to improve in the NBA level, is just defense. But on his strengths, I mean, like I said, the 40.2% from deep, the handle, he gets compared to Kemba Walker. Like, some of these handles some of these crossovers, you'll see it. I mean, his knees getting like an inch away from the ground. His whole leg's an inch away from the ground when he's shifting these guys up. So that helps so much with shot creation. And also, he is very, very, very athletic. There are some great finishes at the rim here where he's using his whole body. And then he's just got some great shooting potential because of those great shooting percentage. So what I like the most about Tre Mann, you'll kind of see this here in the game, is just literally his shot creating. His playmaking and shot creating. It is so cool to see. He'll penetrate, and if there isn't anything at the rim, he'll kick it out, which is perfect. And if there is something at the rim, he'll do something and score a bucket, right? He'll avoid the traffic and score a bucket, making it look kind of easy like Derrick Rose. And there are also a bunch of clips here where he is just he's scoring off the dribble like it's Cade Cunningham. So scoring-wise, this is exactly who the Houston Rockets need. He would fit so perfectly onto this lineup. DJ Augustin, there isn't a role for DJ Augustin moving forward long-term on this team. Yeah, he's a good backup point guard, but, I mean, let's be real here. I want to develop these young cats. So, Tre Mann, backup point guard, whew, that would be just so fun to watch. So, let me know your guys' thoughts on Tre Mann. I think this guy is the dude to draft at 23. Now, a lot of it is going to come down to who they pick at number 2. So, I think ideally for me, this is how our draft would go. And it, like I said, this changes a lot, man. It really changes a lot. Some people mention that. I think that's kind of the purpose of the combine and of scouting these players is to learn and like just kind of learn more. So ideally for me at this current moment, the Rockets pick Evan Mobley at number 2, Tre Mann at 23, and then they go for a small forward or even just go for a sharp at 24. I mean, when you get to the later picks, 23, 24, I'm more of a fan of drafting for fit and who's going to help us out, and Tre Mann fits it perfectly. Now, there's a plethora of guards on this Houston Rockets team, so that's kind of the one concern, the one worry here. Now, with that being said, I like Evan Mobley at 2 just so much because it makes sense for potential and talent. I think Evan Mobley is the more talented player with just kind of a more all-around game. I think his potential and his ceiling is higher if it hits, if that draft pick hits for sure. My one issue with Jalen Green as well is like just a lot of people want Jalen because of the fit, and it's the same thing with Evan Mobley. Like they'll both fit well. Jalen Green and KPJ would be a fun duo to watch. Defensively, it would not be a fun duo to watch at all. But Evan Mobley, KPJ, like all these guys as duos and trios with Christian Wood, I mean, they would all be fun to watch. So the fit's going to work no matter what. Even if it's Jalen Suggs, there's still a great fit there. So I don't think fit's anything to worry about at number 2. I think you should just draft over talent. But then at 23, 24, Tre Mann, I'm really liking it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that sub button. I'll see you guys later.